Well, today finds me in a habitat where the pitch pine is contorted and stunted and struggling to get a grip on this mountainside. I did a little comparison of some pitch pine with the table mountain pine a few days ago. And the pitch pines I videoed were much larger, mature trees with probably a foot in diameter. Well, these scrubby looking pitch pines here may be just as old, but they're clinging to the crags on this mountainside. This is actually the Lantern Hill in New London County, Connecticut. And in the background there is a very famous landmark, the Foxwoods Casino. Pretty well known in this immediate area. It's actually owned by the same Indian tribe that operates the casino. But this is our pitch pine in a montane or scraggly or scrub form. It's often called scrub pine when it looks like this. But they can become taller, straighter trees if the conditions are better for growing. But this is often how you find it on these mountainsides. Perched on these rock ledges, hanging on through putting their roots down in the cracks in the rocks, and making do with what's here. And there's a reason why there's pitch pine up here, and maybe not any other plants. I'm going to show you a little bit more about these cones. I showed a cone that was kind of mature and had fallen off the tree with that larger pitch pine. Well, here's a cone that has not opened yet. And it is still sealed up tight. Often these cones will stay that way until there's a fire. And then the pitch pine will take root and become a tree. And that's true with the table mountain pine as well. They need a fire to open up the cones and for the cone to germinate. So there's our pine cone. This one here is maybe 3 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. That U.S. currency quarter there is 1 inch across. But while I'm here in this scrubby pine habitat, let's look at some scrub oak. This is a miniature oak tree with smaller leaves and smaller acorns. And it's about belly button high on me, maybe shoulder high on a couple of these branches. It is pretty much hugging on to this quartzite cliff here. If anybody knows anything about quartz, it's very low in mineral content. It is basically the chemical composition of glass. It does not break down into soil easily. So it's a challenging place for a plant to live, but these plants are up to the challenge when other ones aren't. And that's pretty much all I see right here is some scrub oak and some scrubby pitch pines. Let's get back to this bare oak or scrub oak. It's got both names. B-E-A-R as in a bear that runs through the woods. The leaf on this bare oak is only maybe 2 or 3 inches long, and the acorn, or excuse me, that's a dime in there for scale. So let's move this quarter over here. There's our quarter for scale. That's maybe 2 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. And the acorns are about the size of a dime. They might remind you of a pin oak acorn, but you would not find a pin oak growing on a mountainside like this. This would be the last place you would find one. So, no doubt about it, they're not pin oak acorns. They are from the bare oak or the scrub oak. It's got 2 nicknames. And that leaf is about the average size of the leaves on this scrubby looking, it's really a shrub plant, not a full size tree. It pretty much lives in these open ledges. So the botanical name for this bare oak is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it's based on the root word for holly, ilex. And if you use your imagination, that bare oak leaf could look like a holly leaf with the pointed ends. So this is bare oak habitat or scrub oak habitat. And it's also scrubby pitch pine or scrub pine habitat on the slopes of Lantern Hill. This is in New London County, Connecticut.